You're watching VinylicPumaGaming. So I have to admit, it's been a while since I made a Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel countdown video for you guys. I figured that since it's been about a month since I last made one, I figured I could make one on some of the best looking guns and weapons in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. A couple things before we get into this video. Since I'm judging the appearance of some of these weapons, this is going to be more of a subjective countdown video as opposed to a more objective video. I'm also mostly judging these weapons based on the weapon material or weapon texture or skin, and not the appearance of the barrel, grip, or whatever else. Of all of the guns and weapons in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, I think these 20 are the best looking in their respective games. Number 20, the Retcher. So this gun really sucks, but for whatever reason, I really like the chrome/steel look with the black. I just think it really contrasts well and looks good. The green highlights for the corrosive effect also look pretty cool up against the black textures, and I also like the green on the E-Tech fins on the barrel. It's a shame that this gun has terrible range and lousy damage, because in my opinion, it looks like it would be good. Number 19, the Dominator. So again, another bad gun. However, the chrome on red with the green highlights for the corrosive effect look cool. In a certain way, this actually looks more like a Vladof weapon skin than a Dahl one. Now, I don't know what it is about the Dominator, but the weapon skin looks goofy and eccentric, and I like it. Just avoid using it in combat. Number 18, the Infection. Finally, we have a decent or good gun on this list. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's just another corrosive weapon. I know all this really is a green tinted white or green rarity Maliwan pistol, but for whatever reason, the look seems to just work for me. I think the blues, oranges, and yellows really complement the green color really well. The look overall really makes the Infection stand out in my opinion, and I just like how it looks. Number 17, the Sword Splosion. I really like the differences in color with the Sword Splosion. The red on parts of the grip and stock mixed with the blue is really interesting looking. The only thing I think really holds the look of the Sword Splosion back is the light brown camo that appears on the rest of the parts of the gun. It works, but it's sort of bland in my opinion and is really the least memorable feature of the Sword Splosion itself. The blue and red, though, are instantly recognizable. Number 16, the non-unique Torg rock weapons from the Dragonkeep DLC. So while you're viewing a Torg rock Ravager in this video, you can get this weapon skin to appear on other Torg weapons as long as they aren't unique, serif, legendary, or pearlescent weapons. The Torg rock skin also slightly boosts critical hit damage on the weapon that it appears on. Otherwise, I like the darker black look and the detail work here compared to some of the other gemstone weapons that appear in the Dragonkeep DLC. Number 15, the Evil Smasher. The cartoony graphics that appear on the Evil Smasher are neat. It really gives the weapon a lot of personality that it otherwise wouldn't have if it was just a white and black weapon skin. Now, the only thing that sucks is that Gearbox nerfed the Evil Smasher into oblivion in an attempt to remove the Evil Smasher glitch. I get why they did it, but it's now a weapon that most people won't even use for long enough to appreciate the artwork that went into it. Of course, the same thing can be said of most E-Tech weapons in general. Number 14, the E-Gun. I like the E-Gun's greenish color combined with some of the reds and blacks. In a weird way, the E-Gun reminds me of how some of the Crimson Lance armor looks in Borderlands 1. Though I do know the E-Gun is inspired more by Ghostbusters when it comes to its design. I don't really have any complaints about this one. It's not my favorite looking gun in the game, but it's pretty cool all the same. Number 13, the Chulainn. The Chulainn is one of my favorite guns that everyone else hates. I didn't include it in this video, but I also like the look of the Frostfire from the pre-sequel, as well as the Chulainn that only appears in Borderlands 2. The orange and purple combination is pretty exotic looking in my opinion, and I overall just like how it looks, and I also like the raven that appears on the side of the magazine. It's just a shame that the Chulainn has self-slag, which otherwise ruins what could be a decent and possibly even above average SMG from Maliwan in Borderlands 2. Number 12, the Machine. The Machine sort of looks similar to the E-Gun, and I think I like it for most of the same reasons. The red on black with the slightly green texture is quite nice. It's also pretty cool that they have $20 bills with Andrew Jackson on them. However, come to think of it, it may actually be pretty weird to see this in a couple years, since the face of the $20 bill will eventually change to Harriet Tubman. Regardless, the Machine is a great looking gun. Number 11, the Orphan Maker. This shotgun just stands out when compared to all of the other shotguns that appear in Borderlands 2. The most striking feature is easily the striped weapon barrel, and it makes it so that you can recognize the weapon from a mile away. Otherwise, the weapon body is also pretty neat. I like the pink circles and the purplish colored background. Overall, the Orphan Maker's look is very distinct, and that makes a good looking weapon texture in my mind. Number 10, the Hawkeye. I really like the metal pieces of this sniper rifle. It's a subtle but fascinating pattern that almost has this oily appearance. Otherwise, the rest of the gun looks pretty standard. While the Hawkeye isn't Borderlands 2's best sniper rifle, it still holds its own with certain characters and looks pretty cool while doing it. Number 9, the Flare. So the Flare's appearance is pretty straightforward, but I really do like the color choice on offer here. It's mostly just red with some pink on the shotgun body, and in some cases, parts of the stock. This is fairly different from most of the other Jacobs weapons, which usually use a more traditional look in terms of their appearance. So you'll have like steel on the barrels or wood parts on like the weapon body, and you get the idea. I think the Flare's weapon material should be backported to Borderlands 2 to make the Vladof Garnet weapons look a lot better than they currently are. Number 8, the Luck Cannon. I know the Luck Cannon shares similar textures with the Hammerbuster assault rifle, so if you want to include both of those weapons here, I suppose you could. I like the mixture of the traditional wood textures along with the gold and blue cobalt color. While I also like purple on black that the Maggie has, it's not really as cool as this particular texture. And in my opinion, the Luck Cannon's texture is very cool and very unique. Number 7, the Hydra. While the Hydra is really difficult and impractical to use, it does have a really cool weapon skin. You get Hammerlock seal on the weapon body, and I also like the combination of black and green here. The black specifically has this reflective quality that I really like. The green also has this stained wood appearance where it looks like it has been submerged in a swamp for a decent amount of time. In my opinion, I like the look of the Hydra, but it's not the best looking shotgun in the world. Number 6, the Razorback. This is another gun that has interesting combinations of red and black. However, I also like the Luna Shine that appears on both the metal parts of the barrel and the blade, as well as the wooden body pieces. I also like how there is an animal that's etched into the side of the Razorback as well. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot else to say. Number 5, the Stomper. I've always really liked the look of the Stomper assault rifle. The checkered metal pieces and lacquered wood give the Stomper a unique look that also sets it apart from other Jacobs weapons. In my opinion, the Stomper is easily one of the better looking guns and weapons in Borderlands 2. Even if you disagree, you can't deny that the Stomper has a very distinctive look, and it would be fairly difficult to get it confused with anything else in the game. Number 4, the Shredifier. So guys, I like the look of the Shredifier because it's this rustic red and black color with a blue barrel and magazine, so it's sort of like blue hardware. Like the Stomper is for Jacobs weapons, the Shredifier is very distinctive from other Vladof weapons that can be found in the game. I thought it was a shame that the Shredifier got retextured in the pre-sequel. While it's not necessarily bad or anything, I think I prefer the original texture for the Shredifier that appears in Borderlands 2. Number 3, the Commerce. The Commerce SMG skin is really cool. As you rotate the Commerce while inspecting it, you'll find that it has this pretty interesting way in which it reflects light. It almost seems like the lightning bolt graphics that appear on the gun are sort of in motion. It's pretty interesting. It's just a shame that you might not ever even use this gun because it appears in an optional area and the weapon isn't particularly that great and is quickly replaced by other SMGs of the same rarity. It sucks, but it is what it is. Number 2, the Becca. I'm sure you noticed that the Becca is in this video's thumbnail, but I don't think you can deny that the Becca and Godfinger weapon skins don't look really cool. Unlike most Jacob's weapons, the Becca appears to use some sort of rock as opposed to wood for parts of the stock and barrel. I also really like the pattern that appears on the Becca's metallic parts as well. While I ranked the Luck Cannon skin as number 8 on this list, I'd say that I like both the Becca skin and the Luck Cannon skin quite a bit. And finally, number 1, the Major Tom. I think the Major Tom is probably one of the better looking, if not the best looking weapon skin from Borderlands the pre-sequel. I really like the red mixed with the black, along with the green paint splotches that seem like they would glow in the dark. Between the Major Tom and the Varrook, I definitely prefer the look of this weapon instead. While the purple skin on the Varrook is distinctive, the Major Tom is much better looking in my opinion. The Major Tom is my favorite looking gun or weapon in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Alright guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and let me know, what is your best looking gun or weapon in Borderlands 2 or the pre-sequel? You can leave just one or both games. You can even answer for Borderlands 1 if you want. For Borderlands 1 for me, I really like the look of the chopper, but regardless guys, if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time.